Hello, everybody. We are here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We are here. I'm Kay Camille, and welcome to the 28th Hour Experience. I am so happy to be here. Um, and I'm happy for you guys being here and sharing this moment with me. If you know me, you know this is something that should have happened years ago. But that's one of those things where you tell God your plans and he'll laugh because he knows. And it wasn't the time, but now is the time. And it resonates with the name, the 28th hour experience, because this year has been definitely a reflective year for me. And I say that because I dealt with loss, I dealt with birth, I dealt with, life and death, like one after the other, interchangeably. And after sitting with all of those emotions, it was like, okay, so what are you going to do now? You know, now it's not even a new chapter, it's a new book. And one of my good friends said that. She was like, this ain't even a new chapter no more. It's a new book. And I looked at her and I'm like, yeah, it's a new book. And this is my first chapter. This is my reason. This is something bigger than me, and I feel it. And if you are here watching this, I am so happy that you are a part of the journey. I really am. And more importantly, I wanted this podcast to be a safe space for anybody who, besides, the fun stuff, the sharing the key, gagging, we gonna laugh. But I want you to walk away with something positive, learning something, or something to sit and think with. Because at the end of the day, I want us to have a solution to some of these things we talk about. I want us to come together with some of these things that we talk about. And you'll see settings like this a lot of the times with me just talking, me and you kicking it. And then you'll see where I'm interviewing people that I find very interesting and I want other people to know about them. And again, if it's anything that you think that I should talk about, DM me on Instagram at the 28th Hour Experience. If it's any questions, advice, funny story times, sad story times, scary story times, email me at the 28th Hour Experience at gmail.com, because we're going to get into everything on this show. But I wanted, more importantly, this to be a safe space and where we can talk about things and try to come up with a solution. With all the chaos going on in the world, I felt like it was my mission to do something. If I can't do anything, bring the stories to life, bring some of these people that are a part of the stories to life, bring their stories to the forefront, display different things about our culture, about our music, about different books, just learning different things than all the negative things. Because one thing for sure, twice for certain, when you get on your phone, you're going to see something negative in the social media world before you see something positive. And we're going to talk about that because some of the stories that I'm covering today um, are even from my own city, And right now, it's a crazy time to be alive. It made me think about 2016, uh, Future and Drake's album, What a Time to Be Alive. And I'm like, so what would the album be called right now? Because it's like, it's after the pandemic. Everybody's anxiety is heightened on a whole nother level that it's never been. And we're trying to figure this out as the day goes on. And it gets kind of difficult, and that's going to lead me into one of today's stories. So, I'm preparing for this podcast. I've been preparing all week, like what we're going to talk about, like what current events, I don't want to lay it on them thick, But did I really have a choice? Yesterday, Minneapolis, it's a school shooting. The young man or woman, I'm sorry, Robin, what was Robin uh Westman? Robin Westman, 23 years old, went to a Catholic school, K through 8 school, and proceeded to shoot. Two children are deceased. 14 other children are injured. You have three elders that were injured as well. And I'm like, okay, this is the first week of school. What an impression to make, right? And then it made me think back to last week before school started, because some some people have started school, some people just started this week, and then you got some starting next week. So right now we can just all agree that this is the back to school, like this is around the time where we really buckle down to getting into our norms, right? And I'm seeing this video circulate, and it's basically kids with their back to school stuff, and then it gets dark real quick, where they're using their school supplies as protection for a mass shooting. I seen this, and I believe it was on Facebook. I'm gonna find the video, and I'm going to link it in the description below. Everything that I post here, videos, reaction videos, TikTok, it will always be in the description, because I believe in giving everybody their credit where it is due. So you will see it in the description, so you can forthright and see it yourself. But I will show it in the video too, where this video is showing these kids. Now, I stepped back and I said, I remember this video last year around the same time. And I said, if this is a public statement announcement, so when we send our kids to school, we think it's a safe space. This was a church and a school put together. I'm watching CNN, and I will post both articles that discussed. If this is a public statement announcement, I don't know why it's rubbing me the wrong way, because why is it? Are you trying to cause concern, or is it putting the energy out there? Is it encouraging the energy? I don't know how to feel about that commercial, but I do know that it is a commercial that circulates around every year around back to school. And I think it's really, really creepy. It's very sad. I'm a mother. If we can't keep them safe in the school, if we can't keep them safe in the church, if we can't keep them safe when they on the floor coloring or playing with their siblings, or just them in our homes or the playground, what are we supposed to do? All the safe havens that we have for our children are no longer safe. Children have been getting killed since school has let out in my city. It's so sad. It's so sad. And I was preparing to come on the podcast and talk about that and say, damn, what about the kids that they made it, right? But they friend didn't. And they got to adjust to going back to school, not seeing a friend anymore. Or the teachers who don't see the students anymore. Because we know the parents, it's to lose a child from a hurt like that. You just don't. You don't. Just like losing your parents, it hurt different. So when I was preparing to talk about that, and then this mass shooting happened, then we look further into the story, and he graduated from the school in 2017. The FBI is currently investigating a manifesto that he posted on social media. I don't know which Facebook, Twitter. I don't know which one. It probably was between Facebook or Instagram. But going from graduating from the school to going there and shooting the school up. And again, I have to be very careful. What is it's nothing that those children did to you to deserve that. Or for you to unalive yourself. And that's what I don't get. You had to already have it pre-notion in your mind. Once I do this, I'm going to do that. Why bring other people in that? Because honestly, you could have posted a mad fiasco, mad at the world, and unalived yourself. And it would have been on the news if that's what you wanted. But to go into the school that you once learned from, those kids don't even know you. And you ruined everything that they thought their first day, their first week, their school year, their time at that school was going to be. It's a K through 8 school. So it's some people that's just started there. It's some people that's almost done. It's some people that's just in the middle, and all of that is you took that away from them. And now you're not here to answer to anything. It's sick. It's sick. No one cares about life anymore. It's just everything is just going lower and lower in the most lowest vibrational state that it can, right? And you know, the energy that's going on right now, you have to really like sit back and wonder like you have to like this is a spiritual warfare. What I found also interesting about this case um that CNN was talking about was that from an analyst standpoint, and I have to look more into it, was that this is the 44th school shooting this in the US this school year. And I don't know if they're talking about collectively. So again, I have to look. And again, are we counting colleges and universities? I don't know. But it just made me 44 is still too high. One is too high. It shouldn't be happening. And I don't understand what disconnect happened, what went wrong, but it did. Now, another thing with this is why I say it has to be something going on. They say 4 incidents in 24 hours with that school shooting in the same state. Let's break them down. So you have the school shooting. Then at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, this is Tuesday, so it's 2 a.m. on Tuesday. Person and wounded, unalive one person and wounded another. A shooter unalive one person and wounded another. 8 p.m. in another location, a shooter, a pew pew, unalived one man and injured another. Then 2 a.m. on Wednesday, a shooter approached a group of people on the sidewalk and started pew pew, unaliving one and wounding another. And then the school shooting happened. All of that within 24 hours. Now, that's Minneapolis. Around my neck of the woods, it's not any better. And I'm sure It's going on everywhere and it's sad, right? Now, like I said before, since school was let out in June, a child has been viewed unalived since June. It has been something going on every day since the summer, since the sun said, let me warm it up, right? And I'm like, I'm scared to get on my phone. So, with the first week of school in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, we have 3 teenage girls missing, right? They're missing. They're found safe now. But it was the uproar because everybody is so uptight because when I'm telling you every day, it's been something. They're calling it the city of Gotham. They're saying is Detroit a real place? And I'm starting to question it too because what are we doing, right? So I want y'all to read into the case of the being found safe. I put the link below. I'm not even going to bother because then another video came up. I don't know if it's the 3 girls, but uh, this was on Facebook. Uh, that link is below, but I'm going to play that for you so you can hear it because the girls came up missing, so it's on the news. Everybody's high alert, and then they're found safe. And then after they're found safe, I guess this video shows them, basically put that down. It's embarrassing, like, but you don't know if it's them. Hey, don't know, because it's just an audio message. It's not anyone's face. But scenario matches. I don't know. You check it out in the video, and then you can go into the rabbit hole because I had to stop because it kind of irritated me because I'm like, we make all this fuss about getting the coverage, right? Getting the coverage of when one of our own go missing, a black woman goes missing. We need the coverage. She needs to be on CNN too and MSNBC. She needs to be on that too. Yes, all of them. Everybody. Everybody is due coverage. Everybody's life is valued something, right? Nobody better than other, right? Some people don't feel that way, but I do. I feel like if I go missing, please give me some coverage. Please. Don't look at what color I am. I'm a human being. There's people that love me and want me to return home. Think of that. Don't think about what color I am. But since we make it an issue, and when I say we, social media, society, whatever, right? When they say they said, he said, we don't really know who they is, but they there, right? Now, when you get the coverage, you get a response like in that video. Or you got people who will say, well, they kids, kids do shit like that. I was a kid before, and I was scared of my mama. I knew my mom would never harm me in a way like that, but I knew I had boundaries. Okay? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And that isn't excusing what happened when a girl faked her kidnapping to get through with the ex, the dude who didn't want her. She was grown as hell. So again, I'm not putting the age on it. I'm not putting the color on it, but I'm saying we have to hold ourselves accountable. We have to hold ourselves accountable. That's why people don't rush in because there's so many cry wolf people for, it could be anything. You don't know nowadays. That's why you have it's more people that are so numb to what's going on. You know, you can hear somebody screaming, and because so much stuff go on, people will ignore it because it's like, I don't want to get in that. I don't know what's going on. People don't know their neighbors no more. They don't know their neighbors. No, I don't know them down the street. I don't know that. You don't know the neighbors no more. So I don't know who's screaming. I don't know what they got going on. I gotta mind my business. But see, when I grew up, we knew our neighbors, and if we did hear something, we was alarmed. And if somebody did go missing, we did pay attention to it. And because again, we're in a society now where I feel like this is the hardest time ever to raise children right now. You got this open world wide web. You got the games that's got the world wide web. You got you send the kids to school and hope that they're okay. Hope that everybody's having a good day. But that's not a guarantee. You can't homeschool because you got to go to work to pay for the home. You looking left and right like, what do I do? Then we go to church and pray. Then somebody want to act crazy up in there. What's going on? Where do we find a middle? And is it even one that exists? And that's why I said we're under a spiritual warfare right now. It has to be. For the kids to disrespect their parents, for the parents to violate their children. My mom used to talk about that at the end of days. I know everybody, grandma, mama used to talk about that, but she used to be like, the end of days coming when kids start unaliving their parents and parents start unaliving their kids. Just everything. It's just everybody just everywhere and everything. She used to always say that, and I would be like, what? Because it ain't supposed to be like that, right? I wasn't raised like that. But now it's kind of hard to keep that same, yeah, village. It takes a village to raise a child. It does. But if you don't know the village, what do you do? And the other problem is with what's going on with us spiritually is the crashing out, the demon time. Because with these, when you read the case about the three teenage girls, some other stuff happened and the cops had to come. It's too much. Because once you go down the rabbit hole of what's been going on in Detroit, that shouldn't even been going on. After all the stuff that's been going on, it should be no more parties right now. Everybody needs to go lay down. Just lay down for a minute. Everybody has to lay down for just like 1 second because it's like a lot going on, right? So with the story, they say they were in trouble and were scared to return. And I remember because it kind of conflicts with what's going on in the video.
Simple. We're not coming home. Simple. Us three just went somewhere. Fuck. Exactly. We good. And why y'all keep saying the 18-year-old got something to do with it? And we take that shit off the fucking Facebook. Bro, we gotta go to school. And that shit's embarrassing.
That's why I don't know. So I want y'all to be the judge. But I brought it up because that was one of the many things that was happening. I can't cover everything. That's how much is going on. I can't cover everything. But I remember when this case happened and I'm reading the comments and you just going down the rabbit hole like, oh my God, I hope they're okay. And then some people was like, they ass all right, they probably gonna be fast. You're like, damn. But it's a possibility. And then we get so mad when Sarah goes missing and she on CNN and them like when shit like this goes on and people turn a blind eye because it's been so many cases where the girls pop back up because they ran away from home right quick. But the parents are so high alert, like, well, no, you can't take no chances. And do you blame them? Because back in the day, our indicator was the street light to get home. That's why I say it's so much harder to raise a kid today because they got the phones, they got this, they got all this, the air tags, all of this. We didn't have that. It was literally word was bond. Get your ass home at a reasonable time when the street lights come on. That's it. It wasn't. It left no room for nothing else. And if you was bad enough to come in past that time, you was cruising for a bruising. That's what my daddy said. Cruising for a bruising. You were willing to make that flight. So for me, it's just like we have to hold ourselves accountable. Because that lady who pretended to be kidnapped to get back at her ex or get with her ex or make her ex feel sorry, whatever her case was, she got charged for that. She got a what she got charged with two class A misdemeanors for faking abduction and filing a false complaint. She got charged for that. And that did get. That's what I'm saying. They did. They used the resources. She was on national news and it backfired. That's why, and again, that's why I don't even feel like the race thing because people are so tired of people doing things irrationally or for clout or whatever they doing it for. People are over it. They're like, man, we got real stuff going on. Okay? Gas is high, groceries is high. I don't know what's going on in Washington. Every time I turn on the news, somebody is getting unalive. Leave me alone. We got real issues going on. So I completely understand. Completely understand the people who are like, I don't know. I'm just stay out of it because it's too many cases where it don't be what they say it's gonna be. And can you blame them, right? And then you hope that it's not that, and you hope that if it is that case, that they do, get found. But it makes me sad for the girls who do go missing, and they wish that they had that voice. They had the the coverage. What about the girls who were around when it wasn't no social media? Or what about the girls who was around when it was social media and nobody thought like, nah, whatever. It's some people out here who wish, or that are no longer with us, that wish that somebody did take that extra effort to continue to look for them or to even try it on. It's so many lost souls out here that we don't even know of. So many untold stories and spirits that we don't even know about. So that's why it's so important to do the right thing because, okay, who's to say that that didn't go well? Whose fault would that have been? Because you hear in the video, like, and quit saying that and that. They can only base off what the last result, what the last person you were seen with. That's the police's job. The police have to do their job somehow, some way, and it's like you damn if you do, damn if you don't. I just want people to, be more mindful of that. Hold yourself accountable. But on top of that, with all this low vibrational stuff going on, we leave ourselves open to it, when we do, things we do when you drink and all that, everything, everybody doing all of that. And it's okay to have a good time because I'm not no saint. No, I don't do all that extra. But you go to the club, you have a good time, you go to the bar, you have a good time. But it's when it's time to go home, it's time to go home. When it's time to lay down, it's time to lay down. It's a time and place for everything. And when the party is over, it's over. You can always have another party. But don't put yourself in danger or put others in danger because you just can't let it go. You get a chance to do it again. And that's the beauty of it, right? So as I'm, looking into that, some more crash out shit happen. And that ain't even no crash out. That's just some unnecessary bullshit going on that don't need to be going on already in a city that got a lot of stuff going on. Everybody needs to lay low. I don't know how true it is, but a baby mama goes live. talking about unliving her baby daddy and vlogs it. I don't know how true it is, and I'm just listening for any update. But what I found interesting in her story time, not her story time, I'm sorry, her live, was, and what she kept talking about was demon time. Demon time. And it made me go back to, when did I, because it was in the song. And the first song that it made me think about was Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion, Savage. And I was like, but it was something else. It was another song that had it, and it's not coming to me. And if you know it, comment below. I appreciate you. It was, but it was around like that time, 2020 pandemic time. Everybody was like talking about that demon time stuff, and with the OnlyFans, all of that. And I feel like once that portal got open, that time capsule got open, whatever, is everything been going to shit since. Because demon time and crashing out are like hand in hand. And I don't like the crashing out phrase, because it's like you're admitting you're a dummy. Because it's crash dummies, crash out dummies. That's what they do. They put the dummies in the seats. I don't know if they still use the crash dummy. Yeah, they still use the crash dummies in the damn seat and crash to a brick wall and see how successful it is. It's insane to continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. The that is the height of insanity. That is the true definition of insanity. And to be so open to being on time and crashing out. This is why it's something happening every day in these local urban communities. And then when you branch off further and further, people are losing their patience in these Walmarts, the highways. It's going down everywhere. Church, school, highway, freeway, house, car, park. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe. And you got some people that just feel like, I'm just uncomfortable in my skin right now. I don't know where to turn. I don't know what to do. It's too much going on. It really is. It really is too much going on. And that's where you gotta have something to believe in and something to hold close. Because if you don't, like, what keeps you sane? Because the liquor and the drugs are only gonna work so much, you know. It's only gonna work so much, and it gets to a point where it makes it worse. It enhances whatever you're trying to push back down. It enhances it. So you have to figure it out, you know. And I don't know what everybody believes in. I believe in God, and that's what I lean on to in times like this. You have to pray, because if you don't pray, you will literally drown. It's so much going on. I know I have no control, but over myself and how I react to things. And I pray for my city every day. I pray for America, because this is my home. I have children. This is where their stumping grounds will be. This is where they're going to go out and be adults. They don't necessarily have to stay here in this state. They can go anywhere around the world. That's why I got to pray for the whole country, because this is my home. Really, um, a dark thing to talk about on your first episode of your podcast, but I just felt like I had to come out the gate with these things that's been going on, and I question, it is America a real place right now? Because all this is happening in America. The mass shootings, the kidnappings, the all of this is happening right here in your backyard. So you got to pray, and you got to find something to hold on to in times like this, because it's something spiritual. It's something bigger than us going on, because it just feels like everything is happening at the same time. And it's really not, you know, it doesn't feel good, you know? Now, that's one of the main reasons why the 28-hour experience is here, because I wanted to use this as a way to figure out, through discussion and learning from, reading comments or reading your story times, like, what other solutions do we have? What other options are out there? What other discussions need to be had where it can, touch other people, right? And again, you will hear me often use the word safe space, because I want you to learn something from here, big or small. I want to learn something from you. And I want you to be educated on what's going on in your backyard, be it a good thing, a not so good thing, but know what's going on around you, because you can ignore and ignore. It does not mean it's not going to happen. And I just want people to be vigilant and, take the extra effort in learning about your community, because we are becoming the elders now. My parents are gone, you know, and with that, I have had to tighten up on a lot of things. I can't just, oh, my mom and dad will tell me what's going on with the politics and everything. No, they're not here anymore, So now I have to pay attention and have discussions with my neighbors and those type of things, because these are things that are going to be affecting us and our children. Just like with them coming up with a decision in Michigan right now about the school lunches. Are the babies going to be able to eat for free? Those are some of the things that I want to cover and I want to talk about with you guys. And again, we're going to have a good time, because we're going to get out of this dark talk right now, and we'll get back on it next week when I get more info on these cases, but I just wanted to bring what is going on. That's like some of the things that's been going on in the last couple of days. Okay. Um, it was another thing I wanted to cover. Hmm. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But we do have to think about every week. What I do want us to think about. I had a brain fart. You gonna catch them live while they happening. Okay. I'm a mom, and I be having to remember everybody's everything. So you will see that I will forget right in your face. Um, and we will talk about how the current events, the headlines of the episode, affect us in our everyday world. Which today, our current events affect us where it's a lot of PTSD, right? Um, and again, that's why I'm sitting here, because I wanted to give myself the strength that I can do this no matter what's happened to me, because it's been the most hurtful thing that can happen to me, but I'm showing up for myself. I'm holding myself accountable, and I'm trying to do something different and something positive. And if that's something and the vibe that you want to, rock out to, I come on, come on in. I'm your friend. And we're going to learn each other. I had a whole little thing, I was going to just, because I was an English major, so I write everything out and annotate and all of that, and it just wasn't in my spirit to do it that way. It just wasn't in my spirit to do it that way. I wanted to come and just talk to y'all and just spit it out. Just let it out. Win, lose, or draw. So if you can use this as inspiration to do whatever you need to do over there, please do it, because this is what the 28th hour experience is about. Getting comfortable with yourself, experiencing things about yourself that you didn't even know, and things that you're into, and just, curating a little bit or adding more to it. Because again, besides the current events, which I'm pretty sure the current events ain't gonna get no better with what's going on. I pray that they do, but come on. Um, we're gonna talk about music, and we're gonna talk about books, and we're gonna talk about fashion, and we're gonna talk to people, and I'm gonna get into conspiracy theories and spooky stories and tales, because that's like my favorite genre. So I'm kind of biased. And I'm not talking about books. I'm just talking about like spooky period. I like anything like, ooh, we're gonna talk about it. And fashion, I am a fashion girly. I love clothes. I love talking about good stuff. So it is gonna be good things. But I had to get that out the way, y'all. I really, really had to get those stories out the way, because that was a bit much. So that when y'all leave now towards the end, we be good, right? So let's just cover a couple more things. Um, the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, right? Want to talk about that really quick. I want to say rest in peace to the lives that were lost. And my prayers still go out to the families that were affected, the families that didn't get a chance to go back still to this day. Um, it happened 20 years ago. It was definitely a tragedy. And I just want people to understand that when stuff like that happens, you got to pay attention. You have to. I have a video that I liked about Hurricane Katrina. Everybody was going back on it um, because of the 20th anniversary, and the documentary is on Hulu, which I'm finishing up now. It is a really good documentary. I suggest that you guys go see it. I mean, go see it. Turn it on. Um, but I went down a rabbit hole on TikTok, and I saved a couple videos, but I'm gonna just show you one. Nene, I think 86, but you'll see it. You'll see it in the video, and you'll see it in the description, and just listen to what she has to say, because again,
As we all know, Katrina's birthday will be August the 29th. It would be officially 20 years. When Hurricane Katrina happened in 2005, I was 19 years old. Now, the day was sunny. It was a good day. Everybody knew the storm was coming. The storm had done passed. Mind you, people that had damages to their houses, windows blowing in, roofs probably came off, all that, which is understandable. But the problem that happened was after the storm had done passed. Once the storm passed, the people across the river, I stay on the West Bank. I was from the West Bank. So all I remember is the people saying they heard a loud boom. And from the loud boom, the water came out of nowhere. Was it done purposely? Of course it was done purposely. A lot of people feel and know in their heart that it was done purposely. People lost their loved ones. People lost everything, their homes. Some people left and never came back since then. And how can you blame them when they witnessed so much that took place in the Superdome, watched their people be unalived? It was just a terrible situation. And a lot of people didn't really know that stayed on the West Bank how bad it really looked. Once we got out of town to where we was at, we was able to watch the news, because mind you, we didn't have no power. It was hot. Looking from the news and watching everything that took place and watch how everything unfolded, it was terrible. And I don't care what nobody see. They did Hurricane Katrina like they did Lake Lanier. It looked like they was trying to Lake Lanier New Orleans. Just to put it all on the table. They was trying to Lake Lanier, New Orleans, Louisiana. That's all I could see. That's exactly what they was trying to do. With prayers to everybody, people that lost their loved ones. It was just a terrible time. And to this day, people never came back. So nobody don't want to come back to something like where they lost their loved ones and where it was a hurting time for them. Like they can't look back at it, and they don't plan on coming back. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Bye, y'all. And TikTok, this is for entertainment purpose only. I'm only on here to bring awareness to my friends for educational purposes only. Y'all like, share, comment, and repost. And y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
What I found interesting in all of those videos is that they were like saying the same thing. Like even the people who were leaving, they were like, we left, but either they said leave, but really made it urgent at the last minute, or people who stayed was like, we used to storms. We used to storms, and the storm passed by. We watched the storm. We was on the porch. It was too many of those people that real accounts, not the Hulu documentary or nothing. Like real people just getting on TikTok saying what they remember. Just like when we share regular story times and stuff like that, that was just them recounting 20 years ago. And I mean, I'm just watching video after video. If you don't have time or you don't have TikTok, a YouTuber on here. She does some of the best YouTube TikTok compilations. Rachel Reed, I believe it's Rachel Reed. It's another one. If I can't remember the name, but I will tag it in my description also, so you can get stuck in the rabbit hole with me because those stories were so interesting and it makes you think like, dang, so what really happened? So she gonna get into it in this video that I told you about. She gonna get into it definitely, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think because I think it's pretty fishy. I really think it's not. Eh. I don't think it's just what they say it is because I remember being young and my parents were pissed that was happening, extremely pissed to the point it was like I can't believe they doing us like that. Like people seeing people on the roofs and them being referred to as refugees because they had to go to. It was sick. So, go to Rachel Reed's channel. She got a lot of TikTok compilations of a lot of different things, but that Hurricane Katrina one had me in a chokehold for sure because I was like, I cannot even believe this and to think that it was definitely 20 years ago. So again, I want to say rest in peace to those lives that were lost. And, I'm still praying for the ones that were affected by that. And praying for New Orleans because that is a beautiful place and it was deeply affected, and the culture and all of that was affected by that storm and how our government went about it. Nasty work. Nasty work. So I hope y'all like that video. I love her New Orleans accent. But she really, it was deep, right? And if you go and watch the compilation video that I'm telling you guys about, you will see how all their stories have some similarities. Because from being from Michigan, that's just like telling somebody from Michigan, yeah, it's gonna be a snowstorm, y'all. We gonna laugh you out the room. Okay, it's gonna be a snowstorm. Goodbye. We still try to drive in the damn thing. And I'm not lying to you. So to say, because you got some people saying, well, they told y'all it was a storm. You got people that is saying they didn't make it like till like last minute. They were selling some people, but they were like, hey, really, because the mayor did know that people weren't going to move. This wasn't the first storm that they that they witnessed. They were willing to. I can't believe I just did it. My seat. Anywho, they and then the bigger thing too is they didn't some people didn't couldn't afford to um leave or had the resources. So it was just so much that went wrong with that they could have did better with that. And I want y'all to check out the compilations if you can. Go watch the documentary if you can. Comment below how you feel about that. Let's get into some lighter stuff. Okay? Really, because that is a lot. We back. Oh. Before we go, I have to choose right now, music or books. But we're gonna get on to music. And I forgot to mention my song of the week. We are always going to have a song of the week, guys. Song of the week is Glow 88 by RELJ. I love this song. It's such a positive song. I think it's a good getting ready for work song, a good ride to work song, or just on your errands or whatever. It's a very good song. Nice beat. Nice. It sounds very good in a car. It sounds very good working out. It sounds good working. It is a good song and it's very positive. So what we're going to do over here at the 28th hour experience, because we are book club music and fashion lovers, we always gonna put them to the forefront, right? So we're gonna start off the podcast with song of the week, and y'all can leave y'all songs too, and I'll check them out. And you just don't know, you might get pinned to the top, and I'll pick your song, and it'll be the song of the week next week or the next week after that. You never know. Comment. And we got it copyright. I can't play a little bit, even a little snippet of it for y'all. But I gave y'all the name. I gave y'all the title. Go check it out. Download it wherever y'all listen to our music at. Y'all already on YouTube. Look it up and check it out for me. That's the song of the week. That's been getting me through. Oh, an honorable mention because it's been the first week of school, and just getting in the rigmarole, and you're running a little, behind, and you drinking your coffee, or you stop to get your coffee before you like went and dropped, little junior off. It's okay. I don't judge because I be going through the same thing. Honorable mention. I really love this song. It really gets me to places on time. Am I saying I'm speeding? No, but I am, I'm flowing with traffic, and traffic is flowing with me, right? So this song is Soft Spot featuring Sada Baby, JMSN. I don't know if that stands for Jasmine, but we're going to say JMSN. Uh, Soft Spot featuring Sada Baby. When that come on, me, play it. Play it when you're running late. Bet you get there on time. Don't say I, don't say I didn't help you. That's all I gotta say because it will get you there. It will get you there. You need a good song. Music, music moves you in different kind of ways. Music definitely moves you in different kind of ways. um, but more in music, we are going to be getting Cardi B's album hopefully next month, like she said. I know she hasn't been getting the warmest welcome with her new single Imaginary Players. Here's my hot take. I like it. I'm sorry guys. I like it. I like it. I don't know how lyrical she was supposed to be on the damn song. She was supposed to pop her shit off. Jay-Z popped his shit off on his Imaginary Players. I mean, and he's lyrical, but that wasn't his most lyrical song. Like we're talking about Jay-Z here, and he has great bodies of work, and Imaginary Players was on one of the great bodies of work. And I don't feel like he would have cleared it if it wasn't the essence of what his song was. Like if she totally tried to change that thing, whip that thing, and do something else to it, I don't think he would have cleared it. But because she still kind of gave it its, but with a woman's touch, she was popping her shit. And I do appreciate that she did the video with the song because it gave it that. It gave it that. I don't know why it's not doing good because I like the song. It came out Leo season. It's a perfect Leo song, okay? No tea, no shade. Because she looked beautiful. It was very bossy, very, 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 very player-esque, and I really liked it. I love the title of her album. Am I the drama? Like who me? It's so well thought out. I love the artistry the dark ravens and crows and just dark. Like what's next, And then you got the husband with his album, replying. I haven't checked out his song. I'm not gonna sit here and say I will, I, maybe if it comes on, but I don't want to hear nobody violate no woman and like that. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, so maybe the bias is there. I just feel like that's not cute. That's not nice. Y'all handle that in private. And but I like Imaginary Players. I can only hope that the album is a solid album because I don't want her to lose. Look at it get the Fareed. I don't want her to lose by far. But I do like the song Imaginary Players. Tell me what y'all think about it. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, they talk about how she talk and all that. We already knew how Cardi B talk. I mean, it ain't that damn bad. It ain't like hearing nail scratcher chalkboard. I mean, you ain't about to jump out the window. It's just like it's putting too much sauce on it. She talked her shit, she popped her shit, and the video it looked good. She looked good. The video was good. I love that she dropped it during Leo season. As a Leo woman would pop all that shit she was talking about, a Leo woman would have did that. Definitely like popped all her shit. Like just for the one time let y'all know. Right? I really feel like she got a solid album for us. It's been a long time, and I'm looking forward to it. So, Cardi, good job. I'm listening to it. Welcome. Hey, when you win, you lose, you live to fight another day. Okay, and that's what we go by over here. You get to fight another day to experience life. 28th hour experience. You feel me? And I want to talk about one more artist, and again, Detroit. Kim, that new song. Oh, come on now, chemistry. You know, you know. First of all, I enjoy love. Give my love and rock with me. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Forgive me, Kim. Forgive me, Kim. They sound good, and if that's what you coming out the gate with, I can't wait for the rest of the whatever you got. Come on. And I'll see you down there, Shane, next year. Come on back down to Shane. Oh, Aretha Amphitheater. I'm sorry. Check out Kim's project. It's really, 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 really good. Um, and what else do we have? What else is on my radar before I let y'all go? Because I had really, really, really a really good time with you guys. Next week, I want to talk about books. Okay, I want y'all to think about a book that y'all went back to and reread. And I'm going to introduce y'all to mine. It's one of my favorite books. DM me, give me a story time about why you go back and reread this book so I can and all story times and advice segment questions, all of that will be anonymous unless you ask me to say your name, okay? But go, think about a book that you go back to often, more often than normal, but whatever. It's normal to me. Go a book that you go back to. Think about that. Let me know if you got a funny story with it. Share it with me. I'll share it with the podcast. Get the conversation going. It's cool. DM me if it's some topics that you want to talk about at the 28th Hour Experience on Instagram. Also, subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Help a girl out. Subscribe. Like, comment, share. We had fun today, right? We had a little fun. We had a little fun. We talked about a little stuff. Um, I really, really want you guys to understand that this is a journey for you and me. Okay, we're doing this together, and I'm happy. My heart is full. I have people that are excited to see this episode. I'm excited to see it after all the edits and stuff. But back to the victims that we talked about earlier. The students, my babies, the babies, all the babies. Please, God, cover the children, cover their families. The victims that were lost, the victims who are affected right now, going through that, please keep them in your prayers. I'm constantly praying for you. To the Hurricane Katrina survivors, the families who lost loved ones in the city of New Orleans, we honor you. We remember your strength, your culture, and your resilience. Katrina left a mark on all of us, and it left a mark on America that we can't and we shouldn't forget. And we have to make sure that it's a story that is always told, because like the woman in the video was saying, history can always repeat itself, and it just makes you think a lot about that time and what happened, and climate change, and what have we really learned, and what can we take from that situation. But without further ado, without further ado, it's a wrap. It's a wrap on the first episode. You survived with K. Camille at the 28-hour experience. You survived. I survived. Thank you for spending your hour with me. Your extra hour. Did you know we have room for that extra hour here at the 28th hour experience? And make sure you follow me on Instagram. I have a TikTok. I can't think of my name right now, but I will post it in the description. Subscribe, like, comment, share. It helps. Um, I love you all. This is the first episode, so don't keep in mind that I'm an artist. And I'm sensitive about my shit. I love you all, though. Thank you for giving me your time. I appreciate you guys, and I really had fun doing this. This was really, really fun, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys next week, get into some more things, and that's it, y'all. Bye.